We hope you enjoy this video from History Just Got Interesting, and please remember that you can buy the original comic book that the video is made from. Just click on one of the different links in the description below. It took 3 years, 3,000 workers and 3 million rivets to build the RMS Titanic. At the time, it was the largest moving man-made object the world had ever seen. The Titanic's maiden voyage was a 3,000-mile journey from Southampton to New York. And the return trip from America, set for the 20th of April, was almost sold out.
80% occupancy already. Heck, that's even more tickets sold than the maiden voyage managed.
First-class passengers paid up to £870 sterling for a luxurious stay on board, which is equivalent to £100,000 today when considering inflation and changes in purchasing power over time. Meanwhile, many passengers in third-class steerage had spent their entire savings in order to start a new life over in America.
Papa, I want to see the Statue of Liberty.
On April the 10th, 1912, the Titanic departed Southampton on her maiden voyage, and her destination was New York City. J. Bruce Ismay, chairman of the White Star Line, was eager for the Titanic to make a record-breaking crossing.
I want to show the world what she can do.
Ismay persuaded Captain Edward Smith to push his ship to her limits, and by April 14th, the Titanic was speeding through the North Atlantic, travelling at almost 22 knots. Although the weather was clear and the waters were still, it was a case of the calm before the storm, as the Titanic was now heading full speed into an ice field. Titanic's wireless operator, Jack Phillips, received 6 ice warnings, but only passed a few to the bridge.
Got to finish all these important passenger messages as soon as I can.
And 20 miles away, the wireless operator of the SS Californian has been cut off mid-warning by Phillips, and so switches off for the night.
I guess they already know about the ice field.
Meanwhile, in the crow's nest, lookouts Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee scanned the horizon without binoculars.
We could do with those glasses.
It's a shame they are locked away.
The mirror-calm sea made conditions dangerous, as there was no early warning from waves breaking against an iceberg.
It's just a bit too quiet.
Then, at exactly 11:39 p.m. on the 14th of April, Fleet spots a dark mass rising out of the water.
Iceberg! Straight ahead!
Oh no.
On hearing the alarm, First Officer Murdoch orders the engines to stop.
Hard a port!
The iceberg scrapes the starboard side for only 10 seconds, and it seemed like the most gentle of collisions to those passengers taking a late evening stroll on the deck.
I say, a bit of a close shave.
But in those 10 seconds, 6 watertight compartments have been breached. The Titanic could survive 4 compartments being flooded, but with 6 compartments compromised, there was nothing to be done. She was already doomed. Thomas Andrews, who had designed every rivet of the Titanic, completed his inspection in minutes, and then delivered his verdict quietly.
She will founder. In 1 hour, perhaps 2, not more.
Then God help us all.
The Titanic carried lifeboats for only 1,178 people, despite there being 2,208 passengers on board. Apparently, the lifeboats spoiled the view for the first-class passengers.
There's room here for plenty more.
Many third-class passengers became trapped below as the water rose.
I have to let them out.
Only 25% of them made it off the ship alive. As the ship listed and the lifeboats pulled away, 3 remarkable scenes played out on the tilting deck.
We are dressed in our best.
Where you go, I go.
Captain Stanley Lord of the SS Californian was woken by his officers. He watched the rocket flares on the horizon, but he gave no order to respond.
Shouldn't we go and help them?
Jack Phillips remained at his Morse key until the power failed.
Jack, we need to go.
Unfortunately, he didn't survive. Fellow wireless operator Harold Bride did manage to survive, frostbitten but alive. At around 2:17 a.m, the Titanic's hull could no longer bear the strain, and with a loud cracking sound, she broke in two. Molly Brown demanded they turn back to rescue people in the sea.
There are people dying out there!
But the crewmen refused. Almost no lifeboats went back. At 4:10 a.m, the Carpathia arrived, and 710 survivors were saved, including the disgraced J. Bruce Ismay.
Coward!
Of the 2,208 people on board the RMS Titanic, approximately 1,500 lost their lives, including Captain Edward Smith, Thomas Andrews, Jack Phillips, Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidor and Ida Straus, and Wallace Hartley and his band. Following the disaster, maritime law was transformed. Ships were required to carry enough lifeboats for all passengers. A 24-hour radio watch for distress signals became mandatory, and the International Ice Patrol was established to monitor iceberg threats. And then, in 1985, the remains of the Titanic were finally discovered. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then please take the time to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, you are able to purchase the comic book that this video was based upon, as well as other relevant books, puzzles, and activity worksheets. Just click on one of the links in the description below.